I feel like the WNBA fumbled this season on a lot of levels, unfortunately. Now we have people not wanting to watch the WNBA because there are other players who want to say slick things and play dirty and this and that. I do feel bad, and I hope that next season it gets cleaned up because we're gonna have more young superstars coming in the league. Like, we can't have this kind of jealousy, pettiness towards them.
But the point is, what is your problem? She is a phenomenal talent. And an even better person. I happen to have met and did an event with Caitlin Clark. I think she's wonderful.
Did you catch the WNBA playoffs without Caitlin Clark? Chances are you probably didn't. And you're not the only one. Not many people did.
Reality is knocking on the door of the porta potty. The truth is finally coming to the light. The same light that is going to be dimming here in about 12 hours when Caitlin Clark is eliminated from the playoffs. I know the mainstream media wants us to believe that the WNBA is surging in popularity.
The viewership took a serious hit, plummeting from 1.8 million all the way down to just 161,000.
Because she has been eliminated, she and the Indiana Fever are eliminated after losing 2 games to the Connecticut Sun. What is the rest of the season going to look like, ratings-wise, for the WNBA? Are people still going to care? That is the question on everybody's.
That's not just a minor decline, it's a complete crash.
Remember, Caitlin Clark was drafted first, which means last year they were the worst team in the WNBA. It did not matter because this season they were the most watched team in the.
People are questioning whether the WNBA is facing significant challenges without its newest star player.
I think we see that. We see the capability on the basketball court. She can shoot, she can handle, she certainly can pass, okay? I look at it from that standpoint and I say mad respect.
Let's take a moment to talk about Clark. She didn't just join the league, she completely revolutionized it.
WNBA ratings are embarrassing without Caitlin Clark. 0 games have sold out in the playoffs. Outside of Caitlin Clark, there was not a single game that eclipsed 500,000 viewers. Hell, they weren't even close to doing that.
The Indiana Fever transformed from being overlooked to genuine playoff contenders, and it's all thanks to her influence.
How will the ratings look after Caitlin Clark put up 1.84 million viewers all by herself on ABC, being the largest watched WNBA game on an NFL football Sunday? How will a non-Caitlin Clark evening perform? Now, the non-Caitlin Clark games on Sunday, they didn't perform too well. The Seattle Storm versus Los Angeles Aces, 461,000.
Can you imagine going from being virtually unknown to a star in such a brief period?
Versus the New York Liberty, 410,000. The Phoenix Mercury versus the Minnesota Lynx, 403,000. So to be fair, it wasn't looking like the numbers were going to be too impressive.
But here's the concerning issue. Without Clark, the WNBA could be facing empty arenas and disappointing television ratings. It feels like the excitement has faded and everyone has left the party, raising the question of whether the league is leaning too heavily on one player. What if that reliance backfires? Stick around as we delve into why this matters for women's basketball. Remember when the Indiana Fever was just another name in the league? Now, they're in the playoff race, and it's all thanks to her. Caitlin Clark isn't just making waves for her team. She's reshaped the entire WNBA landscape. The stats tell an eye-opening story that you might not expect. Let's take a closer look at Clark's rookie year.
Caitlin Clark, because the rest of this league, they can't draw flies to a fresh turd. They can't sell out playoff games.
We're not just talking about impressive numbers. These are figures that catch the attention of basketball historians. In her playoff debut, she made history as the first rookie in WNBA history to score at least 25 points, grab 5 rebounds, and dish out 5 assists. That's not just about breaking records, it's about setting new benchmarks for excellence, and it gets even more remarkable as the playoff series unfolds. Clark averaged 18 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block per game. You know who else has put up numbers like that in the playoffs? No one. Absolutely no player in WNBA history has matched this level of performance. We're talking about entering Michael Jordan territory here, folks.
WNBA was founded in 1996. It has averaged losing about $10 million per year. The league literally exists in the red.
You might be thinking, sure, those stats are impressive, but what does it mean for the league? Let me clarify. Before Clark arrived, the Indiana Fever was essentially off the map. Now they're a team you can't overlook. Clark didn't just enhance their performance, she transformed them into serious contenders in no time.
Caitlin's greatness. She has been incredible. She has had a phenomenal rookie season and done things we may never see again.
But her impact goes beyond just the games. Clark's influence extends far beyond the court. We're witnessing record numbers of fans tuning in to watch WNBA games. And guess who they're eager to see? That's right, Caitlin Clark.
Most points by a point guard in a season in WNBA history. Most double-doubles by a rookie guard in WNBA history. Most points by a rookie in WNBA history. Most assists by a rookie in the history of the WNBA. First WNBA rookie to record 2 triple-doubles. First triple-double by a rookie in WNBA history. First triple-double in Fever history. The first player to be named WNBA Player of the Month and Rookie of the Month in the same month. First player in WNBA history with 20 or more points, 15 or more assists, and 5 or more rebounds in a game. And, oh, wait, there's a second board. She won Rookie of the Month 4 times, Eastern Conference Player of the Week 3 times. She set a single-season record for assists.
The list goes on.
Single-season rookie record for assists. That makes sense. Single-season rookie record for three-pointers. Single-game record for assists, 19. She also became, oh, wait a minute, there's more. Franchise record for most double-doubles, three-pointers. Career 10 or more assists in a game. How about that? Franchise record for most career 10 or more assists in a game. Fastest WNBA player to reach 100 three-pointers. She did it in 34 games. Most assists by a rookie in a WNBA All-Star game for which she received the most fan votes ever. 700,000 of those. Fastest player to reach 350 points and 150 assists to start a season regardless of years in the league.
She's no longer just another player. She's become the face of women's basketball. Think about it. When was the last time a WNBA player sparked this level of excitement? Clark is drawing in not only die-hard basketball fans, but also those who have never tuned into women's games before. She's making the WNBA more relevant than ever.
Tickets go on sale for the Washington Mystics Indiana Fever game. It's going to be a huge one. The women's basketball game upgraded to a bigger arena to make room for more fans as the DC team takes on basketball superstar Caitlin Clark. Our reporter Mariel Carbone joining us live tonight from Capital One Arena, where that June game will now take place. And Mariel, a lot of people are vying for seats there. It's really a hot ticket in town.
Let's get to the WNBA and this sensational rookie from the Indiana Fever who continues to be box office. Clark and the Fever currently lead the WNBA in average game attendance and per game TV viewership.
However, here's where things get tricky. Clark has skyrocketed to stardom so quickly that it feels like the entire league is relying on her. This raises a vital question. Is this truly a healthy situation for the WNBA? You know the saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Well, the WNBA may be learning that lesson the hard way now that Caitlin Clark is out of the playoffs. The league is facing a wake-up call that has everyone questioning the future. Did they just let a major opportunity slip away?
Chelsea Mitchell on here instead of Caitlin Clark? The face of your entire league. You left off this promotional graphic. Again,
where are the Nike ads? Where are the Nike commercials? Where are the Indiana Fever in the playoff commercials? Where are all of these great marketing campaigns that we saw for Caitlin Clark?
This issue goes far beyond simply losing a star player. Let's take a closer look at the numbers. Remember how packed the arenas were when Clark was in top form? That's not happening anymore. Now we're witnessing playoff games that barely fill half the seats. Can you picture walking into an arena that should be buzzing with energy, only to find it feels nearly empty? That's the harsh new reality for the WNBA. But it gets even worse. The league isn't just losing fans in the stands, they're also losing substantial revenue. And I'm not talking about pocket change here.
Nike looked into the marketing chance of a generation and they're using that to advertise an old product. Why is it happening this way?
Before, the argument was the league is much more than this one girl that came into the league, right, and we've established it. And hey, look at the numbers everywhere else across women's basketball. It's not just Caitlin Clark; it's all of us. And then the moment the ratings tank, they're going to come back and say, "See, well, we were right all along. It's all the racists that follow Caitlin Clark that were watching the product, and now they're gone, and we're back with our diehards." And that's the ratings that you're seeing. Actual W fans, not WNBA. Actual W fans.
Let's take a moment to talk about Clark. She didn't just join the league. She completely revolutionized it. Next voice. The Indiana Fever transformed from being overlooked to genuine playoff contenders, and it's all thanks to her influence.
But is that going to be a headline when they dip when she's not playing? And now they have to go through the the postseason. They're going head-to-head with the NFL. We pointed that out yesterday, which isn't smart.
Can you imagine going from being virtually unknown to a star in such a brief period? Next voice. But here's the concerning issue. Without Clark, the WNBA could be facing empty arenas and disappointing television ratings. It feels like the excitement has faded and everyone has left the party, raising the question of whether the league is leaning too heavily on one player. What if that reliance backfires? Stick around as we delve into why this matters for women's basketball. Remember when the Indiana Fever was just another name in the league? Now, they're in the playoff race, and it's all thanks to her. Caitlin Clark isn't just making waves for her team. She's reshaped the entire WNBA landscape. The stats tell an eye-opening story that you might not expect. Let's take a closer look at Clark's rookie year. We're not just talking about impressive numbers. These are figures that catch the attention of basketball historians. In her playoff debut, she made history as the first rookie in WNBA history to score at least 25 points, grab 5 rebounds, and dish out 5 assists. That's not just about breaking records, it's about setting new benchmarks for excellence, and it gets even more remarkable as the playoff series unfolds. Clark averaged 18 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block per game. You know who else has put up numbers like that in the playoffs? No one. Absolutely no player in WNBA history has matched this level of performance.
Numbers are going to be up year to year because Caitlin Clark wasn't in the WNBA last year. So ESPN is going to spin this as a positive that their playoffs will be much higher rated than they were a year ago, even the playoffs without Caitlin Clark.
Yes.
But because they were so low, that really isn't telling you the whole story.
We're talking about entering Michael Jordan territory here, folks. You might be thinking, sure, those stats are impressive, but what does it mean for the league? Let me clarify. Before Clark arrived, the Indiana Fever was essentially off the map. Now they're a team you can't overlook. Clark didn't just enhance their performance, she transformed them into serious contenders in no time. But her impact goes beyond just the games. Clark's influence extends far beyond the court. We're witnessing record numbers of fans tuning in to watch WNBA games.